Welcome back and welcome again to A Moment with the Pastor. I don't know about you, but I'm not really a big one for musicals, although there are a number of musicals I've watched over the years and they've been delightful. And I remember some of those songs from those musicals. One in particular I remember is from the musical The King and I, where the governess, who is a widow with a son, leaves England and goes to Siam to become the governess and the teacher of the king of Siam and his 15 children. And in that story, there's a young lady and a young man who fall in love. And she is talking to them one night, and she sings this. Her husband, by the way, who's deceased, was named Tom. When I think of Tom, I think about a night when the earth smelled of summer and the sky was streaked with white, and the soft mist of England was sleeping on a hill. I remember this and I always will. Now there are young lovers now on that same silent hill, looking out at the same blue sea, and I know Tom and I are part of all of them, just as they are part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are, I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. When you fly down the street on the chance that you meet, and you meet, but not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight, for I had a love of my own. You know, it's true, I think, that young people, and that's who I want to speak primarily to this morning, young people tend to think that old people never did anything right, or that they're stodgy, or that they're out of touch with things. And yet it's true that most old people who are still married have a deeper love than when they were first married. And I think that's true of our relationship with Christ. Paul says in 2 Corinthians, for the love of Christ controls us, having concluded this, that one died for all, therefore all died. And he died for all so that they should no longer live for themselves, but for him who died and rose again on their behalf. I want to appeal to the young people to remember that the older people my age in this church have had a deep, long love relationship with Jesus Christ. It began back in the 60s and 70s when millions of us were converted in what was then called the Jesus movement, but is now considered America's fifth great awakening. We had a radical encounter with the living Christ. We were profoundly touched by him. We were converted and changed, and we loved him. We didn't do everything right politically or in raising our children or even in the ministry, but we do have a love of our own. And so when we speak into the lives of young people, please don't dismiss us as legalists who've grown cold in their religion and are kind of out of touch with spiritualities. That's simply not true. What we're saying to you young lovers, you young people who've fallen in love with Jesus Christ, exactly what Anna said in that song. We don't want you to weep and be sorry. There's hope in Christ. We don't want you to be afraid. Christ is with you. And we don't want you to forget that others have had a love of their own with Jesus Christ. That's really what unites us together. The love of Christ, as Paul said, it literally compels us. It pushes us forward, remembering that Jesus loved us enough to die for him so that we would love him enough to live for him and for one another. So let's rejoice, not compare and contrast and debate, but rejoice in this shared love, a young, vibrant love and an old, seasoned, steady love, a love we have for Jesus Christ and for one another. And may the love of Christ compel you forward in the days and weeks to come. God bless you in that love, and I'll see you again on Moment with the Pastors.